How many of you have taken a selfie? I've only taken a couple selfies in my life, but today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a program called Express Your Selfie. But it's a little crammed inside, so let's go outside, okay? So, what we're going to be doing for today's lesson is we are going to be finding a spot to take a selfie. This could be somewhere inside, it could be somewhere out in your backyard or your front yard. If you're going outside, make sure you talk to your parents before you go, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to find a spot to take a selfie, because we're going to edit that selfie a little bit later and add our own twist to it. So, find something that expresses you, who you are, what you like doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a selfie right here in front of this plum tree. So this will be my selfie. Ready? Boom. So with that selfie right there, what we're going to be doing is going in and editing it and adding our name to it and doing some other tweaks to it. The tool we're going to be using is a free online tool, but if you have a different photo editor or Microsoft Paint or Photoshop, feel free to use that. Alright, I'll see you inside. Alright, let's head over to the computer and let's start editing. I hope you took a good selfie, because I know I took a good one myself. Here we go. Alright everyone, welcome to the computer. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to the website called Pixlr. Pixlr is a free online photo editor that you're going to be using. You do not need an account. All you need is your selfie and a computer. You can also do this on your cell phone, like I said in the outside portion, if you have something else like Photoshop or you have MS Paint. Use what you're comfortable with. Today we're using Pixlr. So what you're going to do is you're going to open your image, or you're just going to find your image, you're going to drag and drop it in here once you get it from your device to the computer. Or you can do this while you're on your device too. So we're going to go ahead and click on my image, and it's going to pull me to this window here. We're not getting it into layers this time, but if you want to experiment with it, I encourage you to try it out. So we're going to go through each of these tiles over here on the left side, and as we're going along, we're going to change some of the settings, and we're going to make this picture look really, really funny. So what we're going to do is first we're going to click Properties, and this is going to let us change our image size, our canvas size, rotate it, flip it, you know, however you want to do it. Or you can even change the background, but we're not going to do that right now. So, arranging lets you go ahead and move objects on different layers around with arrange. We also have our crop tool, and I'm actually going to use the crop. Right now we have our width, which is 1920, and our height by 1080. That is pixels, okay? That is 1,920 pixels wide and 1,080 pixels tall. But I'm going to crop it down to just about this area here. That looks good to me. I like that. A little bit there. Maybe a little bit there. Let's go with that right there. I'm going to go ahead and press apply, and it's going to apply my crop. Now my entire frame has changed. We have the cutout feature. This feature lets you remove the background and keep yourself in frame. Now, with the first tool here is shape cutout. You click and drag, and it did this because we're on the keep mode, not remove mode. So I'm going to undo with Control Z, or I'm going to press this button down here that says undo. I'm going to hit remove, and when I click and I go like that, it's going to be gone. You can also do magic cutout, which will just cut out an area based on the tolerance you have here. You can draw a cutout. Oop, let me make sure I hit undo. You can draw a cutout, or you can do a lasso cutout. If you want to experiment with those, you can, but for time, I'm going to move on. What we have here is the adjust. It lets you change your vibrance, the colors, lightness, and others in the bitmap layer. Vibrance, let's change these up a little bit. Vibrance, I'm going to add a little bit of vibrancy to it. Add a little bit of saturation, bring some color. Temperature, I'm not going to mess with it too much. Temperature's fine. Tint, I'm not in the Matrix. I'm definitely not in Wonderland. Hue. Whoa. Wait, I got an idea. Party time. Okay, enough of that. So, now we're going to move on to light. This lets us change our brightness, exposure, contrast, black values, white values, highlights, and shadows. So this is what brightness does. And again, what you're doing is you are going to be adjusting any and all values that you want to make the image that expresses you the most. Mainly, this is for you to have fun. Have fun with it. I encourage you, have fun. So move some of these values around. See what kind of image you can create. Something that's kind of darker like this, or let's leave the exposure alone. Watch what happens when I bring down the brightness. It suddenly becomes a very sad. I can turn it on black and white now. Oh, very sad. But it's okay. We're going to leave this one alone. We got some other cool effects we're going to get to later. But again, mess some of these effects, find something that you like that works for you. The whites a little bit. There we go, shadows. So we're gonna move on to filter now. Now we're gonna get some really interesting things going on here. So we have the sharpen, which will take any edges and sharpen them. We have smoothing, kind of gets that milky look. We have blurring, which we're not gonna mess with. We have grain, if you want to try to make it look like an old-fashioned photo. We have vignetting, which can really set the frame. We have fringe, check this out. This takes all the colors, you have red, green, and blue, and it takes them and offsets them. Where they blend together is where you get white, and you get the color that you see. But here what we're doing is we're separating them. And I like that looks pretty good. Dehaze, yeah, let's dehaze a little bit. We have bloom, changes the overall brightness, glamour, nah. Posterize, we have pixelate, and we have mosaic. Now, as you can see, a lot of these are kind of weird and kind of out there, but that's okay. Do what works for you. Now we're going to get to our effects. These are pre-made effects to change the look and feel of this layer. So we have all of these in here. If you want to apply these, you can. They're like Instagram filters. Alright, now if you want to add some drawings on here, what you're going to do is you're going to press this paintbrush down here, or shortcut on the keyboard B. You're going to get to drawing. You have your brush tool, your eraser tool, your pen tool, and your shape tool. Right now I'm going to use the brush tool. I'm going to set my size about 26, and I'm going to make it about a 50% softness. Transparency, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to make the color orange. I'm going to go ahead and draw this in here. As you can see, when you change the transparency, it makes it like a pencil, so the more times you color over it, the darker or the more solid it gets. I'm just gonna leave that there for now. I like that. We have text in here. So I'm gonna change my font to, I'm gonna change to this one here, kind of a 80s kind of look. And I'm gonna make it say science. There we go. I'm gonna increase its size. I'm going to give it a outline so we can see it a little bit easier, and I'm not going to mess with the shadow right now. But I like how that came out. So here's our final product. I'm going to hit save, and it's going to let me download it as a JPEG, PNG, WebP, or PXD. What you want to do is save it either as a JPEG or a PNG. In my case, I'm going to save it as a PNG, actually as a JPEG, quality 100, high, and I'm going to just call it selfie.jpg, and I'm going to hit download. And once it downloads, you can go and click on it, and there's your image. Alright guys, so I hope you liked that lesson today, so make sure you tune in next time for our next episode. Alright guys, I've been James, your host, and I'll see you next time.